was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Whoa, survive. I need you to survive. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive. I need you to survive. Without you by my side, I can't survive. And this can be the end. I won't just settle for being your friend. Our broken bond is not too late to mend. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. She said, boy, I want you to walk right, so I can give you one more chance. You're only living in your damn head. Without you by my side, I can't survive. I need you to survive. Without you by my side, yeah. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive.
I see the light inside you, brighter than the skies. Hold on, just let us escape and fly away tonight. We have the world in our sight, and I know together we'll be alright. Can you see forever we will go?
Hello everybody and welcome back. It is the Campus Series North America for PUBG Mobile, and we are about to have our special event today. And today we're not going to see the usual maps of Miramar, Sandhawk, Erangel. Instead, we're going to be playing Arcane mode. So that means that these players are going to be dropping on to the Erangel Arcane mod map, and we are going to see them battle out on Mirrors Island, Champion Island. We're going to see some characters from League of Legends and all that good stuff, and just battle it out for a good old $400 for the winner. So that's a little bit about Arcane mode, and you guys will see very shortly exactly more about it. But let's take a look at the map order really quickly. It's very expected because it is just 3 Erangels in a row for the Arcane mod. Of course, it's not going to be the typical Erangel you guys are used to seeing. I already mentioned that there's some sort of islands that are going to be floating around above Erangel, and there's also some interesting spots on top of Erangel. So just a little bit of a summary because it's new to me as well. It was, at least. They're going to see them dropping down off of the plane, landing on these islands. They're going to fight it out. Whoever dies on top of the island actually just respawn back on the surface of Erangel. So every time you die up on top of the island, it counts as a point for the team that kills them, but you're not dead just yet. The only time you're permanently dead is when you die on Erangel. So that's going to be a little bit interesting to see because we have this same rule set point distribution for these matches today, but there's a chance to get way more kills than what you were usually expecting to see. So that's what's going to be a little bit interesting about these 3 matches today, and I can't quite wait to see how these teams are going to go ahead and play it out. So for these teams, we do have a couple of people that we have definitely seen already for the NA Campus series, so it's a little bit of a mixture. Whoever got it first is the people that are playing today, just 16 teams, and I kind of want to see who's going to go ahead and take first place, who's gonna get that $400, because in this match, these 3 games, which really it's gonna come down to are those kill points. So here's to see who's gonna be on the islands the majority of the time, and see if those people are gonna be the ones that win in the end, that kind of thing. So yeah, that is our itinerary for tonight. We're just gonna play 3 matches of Erangel Arcane mod and see who comes out on top. So right now, of course, everybody just clean slate, 0 points, you know. And they're going to try to go on ahead and gain points going in through all of these matches to win the first place for our special event. And of course, it sounds like our match is starting very, very soon. So, oh man, don't quite know what to expect, but I hope everybody has fun while they play this. I hope you guys enjoy watching this because Arcane mode is very, very fun. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it shortly. And again, if I have to take a guess, taking a look at this list, I'm probably going to say, let's see what Team Chanakis is going to do. That's what I'm going to point out because they ended up doing pretty well in the second week of NA Campus Series. And let's see if they win us first match. So here we go, jumping on in already. By the way, I believe I forgot to go on ahead and introduce myself. I'm Span Cargo, for those of you who do not know already. And yeah, it's just gonna be me tonight. So let's go ahead and have a fun time. So starting all the way down here on the southern side of Erangel, looks like we got a very southern plain pass. So that means these guys won't be able to spread out as much, except you'll see, oh, what's that? Nobody's jumping. Wait, oh my goodness, somebody's jumping. What is this? Okay, so there's a couple of islands around this map that are supposed to spawn, and you usually see everybody going for that main island, but it looks like some people didn't get the memo. Coldy, not surprised to see that. Game Changers, why are you letting Coldy go off the mansion by themselves? Got to go on ahead and condense yourself on top of the main island. There we go. I think that's where we see the majority of the people kind of jumping in the very center, right above military base. I believe that's where the main island is. There are a couple of smaller islands scattered around, so maybe there's a couple of smaller ones near Lipovka. Our first circle pop looks like they're going to be fine dropping on that island for now because that circle is going to be directly on top of them. And that's about it. Looks like not everybody is going the island route or the island strategy way. That was going to be an opportunity for a lot more free kill points, we'll say. But here we go on the island finally to see what happens here. You can see him running around. If you feel like you can't be up here any longer, you can just jump off the island and just parachute down to the ground. But people just running around now. Look at that. Team Aces unfortunately has some people knocked down, but they're going to go ahead and get a knock of themselves. No, Game Changers Bolty down and out of the game. That's going to be a kill point for Team Aces. And a reminder that they're not permanently dead when you kill somebody on the island. They're going to spawn down on Arcane map. So let's see who's going to win this match up on top of the island. Just absolute chaos. Look how many people are in the mini map for right now. One prayer. Jason goes down. Instant flush. That's a free kill point for themselves. And it looks like one prayer currently split between both the island and the main body of Arcane. Oh no! Sahil gonna go on ahead and actually take fall damage and get knocked up there. Don't quite know what happens if you crawl off of the island, but maybe we'll wait and see. A couple of people, looks like some people missed the island, had to jump off or spawn down there. Now kind of trying to hold out the people making a move down. A little bit of a run over as well. It looks like Game Changers hasn't entirely figured it out just yet. Cooldy's off to the northern side somewhere, and we know Bolty already died, and looks like Fester hasn't even found a weapon, but there's some loot on top of here, and here you go. Gonna pick up some guns. You can hear shooting in the distance, but for right now, Fester just trying to get some loot, not in danger just yet. Here we go. Here comes Russell, also with no weapon. It's just going to be the two of them on top of this island for right now. But look at that kill feed. It's absolutely flying. You can see everybody who's been taken down off these islands now spawning on the main body of Arcane. That's why there's so many more people inside of this circle. And of course, our two teams that jumped immediately, didn't even try to go to an island, are two teams inside of Lipovka. So it looks like we got UE and NT. NT, of course, I don't know what team that is. I can't even find the name for them. That's unfortunate, but it looks like Slytherin team isn't there. They're gonna just be all the way down on Military Island. They're gonna be safe there for now. It seems like the chaos has kind of slowed down a tiny bit. Not really. Oh man, the island is just still popping off. Here we go, but a ton of people. It looks like they're just going for the strategy of not even trying to be on top of the island, surprisingly. So we'll see if that ends up being a big feature later on inside of the point system, because if you want to go on ahead and get the majority of the points, you need to be on those islands to be killing as many people as possible, because they'll respawn later anyway. It's like the perfect opportunity to go on ahead and get those extra points. But there you go. Hex energy unstable. That mirror island is in fact going to disappear very shortly, so whoever else is on top of that island, they have to jump off the island now because it's about to go on ahead and despawn and disappear. Ooh, that was almost a really nice nade dropping right inside that mini window there. Skullbones almost gonna knock on a Ricky, gonna go ahead and try again, but up on top of the roof, it looks like that is not where Ricky is, so unfortunately for this team member from Skullbones, not quite gonna go ahead and get that knock that they were looking for all the way down here on Novo. Mirror Island officially disappeared, so no more shots in that kill feed for now. All of those were the extra points, but now is the chance where if people get kills right now, they're going to be permanently out of the game. So here we go, taking a lot of shots towards Ricky, going to light up that vehicle. Only takes him down to about half HP, so not going to be out just left. I kind of started referring it to real life. If you're down on the Arcane Island and you die, you're kind of like dying. And it's real life down here for PUBG. This is where it really matters because you do not have infinite lives down here. Looks like, oh, the 4 starting to make a big push. Oh, not even the 4. AAA is starting to make a push on the NT. This Lipovka team, once again, not happy to be sharing their territory. It looks like they got a knock on one in the distance, but the res is already coming through. Jason kind of stuck in this one story here. Looks like Revenge is trying to make a push to have something happen, while the rest of the teammates are starting to make a circling around on the eastern side. Revenge kind of being somebody that's a little bit of a distractor for NT in the very middle of this. So let's see if anybody else is going to be peeking him. Right now, they're kind of just hunkering down inside of these buildings. I mean, these early fights are pretty scary, especially when you're not landing for those islands. Right now, I don't think either of these teams have any points. You can definitely see the 0 points for AAA. But they're not going to go on ahead and push anytime soon. They don't want to make a bad move on this whatsoever. You can see Tell No One for right now has 5 kills, has everybody alive. The only team that doesn't have any members alive right now is Unknown Assailant with 2 members still up and 3 points. Oh, there we go. The first knock happening on an NT. Blame's going to catch Pratic out in the open of the field there. Like we said, the kills down here actually do matter, and it looks like NT going for the res once again might not lose somebody just yet, but of course AAA doesn't want them to be getting that res. They're starting to move a little bit closer. Revenge still with that little alternate angle. NT just is completely stuck, cannot move out of here whatsoever from the hold that AAA has on top of them. We're just gonna go ahead and wait and see though. Looks like they're kind of taking a little bit slow now. So let's jump on over to a different fight that's happening. Looks like Tell No One fighting for a compound right now. Looks like Real Malik gonna find a knock onto somebody, but unfortunately goes ahead and gets traded. A crash comes into the building, I'm pretty sure. We heard a buggy somewhere. Teammate Tell No One actually getting the res. The other members from Fate actually too far away. They're on the other side of the road, and look at that. Our first team is eliminated. Maverick eliminated first, unfortunately for them, because that team, unfortunately, all four of them fell while they were on Erangel in quote-unquote real life, as I keep calling it. Soon we will see another island spawn. It's going to be called Champion Island, and that's where we're going to start seeing people going ahead and choose what champion they want to be. If they want to be V or Caitlyn or Jinx, you know, those League characters, and see them battling up out there. But for now, back to Lipovka. We can see for right now they secured that one kill. So now is officially a 4v3. Of course, AAA still has NT completely surrounded. They are just inside zone, so this blue zone isn't quite going to hurt them. Oh, it is going to hurt Blade, but not the rest of the team. So that means that they will have to move soon, because this zone has in fact shifted as well. So we're going to see where it has gone in a moment, but that means UE, they need to figure out how they're going to take down the rest of NT, or if they're just going to go ahead and leave them alone. Of course, NT being together is the best case scenario for them. Just wait for the enemy to push them. They might have a little bit more of an advantage. But back down to the complete opposite side of the circle. On the southern side, it looks like Ricky got himself stuck in a pretty bad position. Vehicle exploded, sending out those smokes, trying to provide himself some cover, but Guns and Guts doesn't want them getting away whatsoever. Still not downed just yet. Oh no, a bad place to be. Again, another team kind of getting pinched in the same area here, but it does look like Ricky will in fact get away to the back of that building. They have the hardcover, and looks like Guns and Guts are going to drive away at this point. There's some of the stuff on the map that we were talking about that's new because of this Arcane mod. Wow, okay, I guess they're just trying to bridge camp the situation. Back to Lipovka. We ended up seeing a knock come through, and there we go. We can see in the top left corner, actually, it looks like Pew Pew ended up finding his demise, taken down already here. And now we just have to wait and see who the next one that goes down is, because it is back to being equal. Pew Pew, unfortunately, I guess, might have stepped right out in the open, taken down back to an even 3v3, and that zone is about to start closing, so they gotta figure it out as fast as possible how to get out of there. But Guns and Guts now, we thought they were gonna be driving away, but that is not the case. Instead, they're gonna crash into these little buildings here at these crossroads, right with the team across the road from them, to try and continue to pick this fight. They're able to do a little bit of damage to them, but they couldn't catch any knocks. And now here they are again, trying to catch them out in this gas station. You can see one of them is down to their southern side, so they're kind of stuck in this situation too. The only thing that would be bad for Guns and Guts is if they realize how big their split actually is and are able to go ahead and potentially crash or start taking out some of these other members one by ones, especially if Cher, wait a second, is going to drive right behind them on a bike. They're going for the crash, aren't they? This is very gutsy. Wow, Guns and Guts starting to go for the crash on the push, but Cher, unfortunately, is actually going to get knocked here. Excuse me. Dettles was still alive, though, unfortunately falls as well, and looks like Fate goes down to Dust down to Spray, and Spray is way too far away to be able to help out the teammates. Oh man, I'm so surprised by that crash, actually. Why would they do that just completely out in the open of the gas station? They really thought that there was only a couple of people inside of there, but they were just able to defend it so perfectly. The second team, no way, I cursed them! Team Chinekis gets eliminated in the distance as well, and it looks like Guns and Guts is going to follow right afterwards. Just one person left, unfortunately couldn't hold it down on that crossroads down to the southern side. And of course, another fight, it's just happening everywhere at this point. There's still 15 teams alive, 52 alive. And K19 Esports trying to go ahead and pull up onto yet another team. They want to take these guys out too. They have 9 kills so far in that top spot. Right below them is BU Generation Z with 7. So K19 Esports wants to go ahead and continue to hold this spot. And there we go. It looks like Zare, no way. Jumping out the window is going to find one more member there from one. They're not going to be quite happy about that, but they, of course, are picking up another kill. 10 kill points for themselves. Oh, what? Well then. That's not a good situation. Here they come from the southern side. They're going to be able to go on ahead and get a re-knock back. He was unfortunately standing very still, so that knock is going to be quite easy to go on ahead and obtain. But Jason, oh no, they're completely out in the open. They have to try and run against the building as fast as possible. They will, in fact, make it. Trix, Jason, both together. The last two up for their team. One prayer. Looks like Jason needs to go on ahead and lay down and heal. So Trix currently completely alone by themselves, running face-to-face with the enemy. He will be able to drop shot, take the knock onto one of them, but of course, there's still at least 3 left here. 2 still up inside of the building. You can see them on the stairs right now. One completely upstairs, and looks like Jason kind of looking around, seeing if they can start making the push, and they do start moving. They're not gonna, they're gonna be pushing upstairs now. They're not gonna go and flush the person outside, and because of that, wait a second, one of them's jumping out of the window, could potentially go for the res, but of course, Jason's gonna follow, cannot let that res happen, needs to go ahead and get that kill, and they will. Tell no one will be out next, and it looks like right afterwards, one pair, as a duo, it will be able to take down the rest. Of course, team aces as well. There's just chaos and fighting happening everywhere. I don't really even know what to say at this point. K19 Esports, though, is still going to be alive with 2 still up and 10 kills. I mean, they're able to pick up a bunch of kills for themselves, but now they're just down to a 2-man. That's really when you have to kind of change your strategy, because as a 4-man, of course, you can just go ahead and go roaming around. You can take fights. You have your entire power behind you. Usually can go ahead and go for trades. You just need the first knock, and then you're usually good against the people around you. But the thing is right when you're down to a 2-man or a solo even, that's when your playstyle really changes. As a 2-man, you don't want to go ahead and start looking for those fights. You don't want to start those fights. You just want to go ahead and kind of stay in the background, stay hidden, so that you can stay alive as long as possible and appear when necessary to get kills and then get kill placement points. And actually, it looks like K19 Esports will in fact be officially eliminated there as well. So they're just gonna go out with those 10 kills, unfortunately for them. That's a good start, but they're gonna have to go ahead and stay up way longer in these next 2 matches if they're hoping to get a shot at that prize pool of $400. But here we go, more shots. Of course, HQA Thirst. Okay, we just saw these guys this last week, so interesting to see them back here again. Kind of excited to see them playing against more people as well. HQA Thirst and HQA Club, both really interesting teams. But of course, HQA Thirst here doesn't look like Club is going to be here, so let's see how Thirst is going to do against BU Generation Z, another team that ended up performing pretty well in NA Campus Series. Looks like that right now they're kind of trading these knocks here, instantly going for the reses. The only thing that BU Generation Z, of course, has against HQA Thirst is the hardcover of this building. Looks like they have one person officially down as well, so they got to be careful about that. This hardcover, though, definitely providing them the best situation for themselves. It looks like HQA Thirst is just going to have to drive away and figure out a better place to play, because that field is absolutely not it. So here we go. Mario taking some shots in the smoke, realizing nobody's there, and Cutie Pie driving completely around, trying to meet up with the rest of their teammates there. We can see them on that mini-map just in the top corner, and that's definitely their trajectory. As for now, though, still 12 teams alive. And of course, a lot more to go. We're only on phase 3, y'all. Right now, everybody's kind of trying to find those places to really be able to play, taking shots at each other from super far away, kind of just pestering each other, you know. Taking those shots at your neighbor from long range, that really opens up the possibilities of, first of all, if you get a knock or two, just go on ahead and crash that. It's perfect. You can go on ahead and get some kills, crash it, kills. You know, that's exactly what you're wanting to grab to get to the higher point of that leaderboard. But also, even if you just do damage to your enemy, if you get them knocked, of course, that makes them on their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th knock until they can't get knocked, and they're just going to bleed out faster every time. You're going to hurt their armor. You're going to make them waste meds, potentially util. If you can pop people's tires, it's going to mess them up later for their ultimate bigger rotations. Phase 3 into 4, though, that's really where vehicles can still be used, but definitely are less as important as the first couple of phases, but still definitely something that all these players are keeping in mind. Looks like there's also a couple of people here around Lumber. We saw the next zone shift, decided to actually pull over in this direction. Lumberyard is actually on the northern side of this zone, and people ruthless kind of taken over this northeastern side of it. Got the buildings, have a little bit of the parts of the lumber pile, and right across from them is, of course, Game Changers. We saw one of them being taken out in the kill feed earlier, but it looks like 3 of them are still alive. Looks like after one of them was taken out, the rest of them are just like, oh yeah, we can actually die down here for real. It's not like the island that, by the way, looks like it's about to disappear once again. It doesn't look like too many people are kind of taking them up on that offer as well, but whoa, wait a second, HQA Thirst just sending it completely into a compound already taken. One of them will be taken down, and that means it's just with the Sunny and Cutie Pie left. That is an unfortunate situation, but there's people there. I don't think they realized that when the crash ended up happening. So, oh man, another point goes towards Zombiu, Generation Z, and the Slytherin team now actually tied at the top with 7 kills each. Looks like Slytherin team has a little bit of the advantage though with that 4-man still up. Of course, Game Changers, Team Aces still not far behind with 6s. It looks like a lot of people are actually keeping this pretty even. I was curious to see if there's going to be any people that were at the very top just completely taking all the points, but it doesn't look to be the case. Unfortunately, though, it looks like Sunny will fall, and that means Cutie Pie is the last one up for HQA Thirst, just driving across this map for now. Will find themselves a little bit of a ridge here. We can see a bunch of teams now driving over to the western side of them, though, so got to be careful for them. Ooh. It's not a good situation to be in, but we saw Mini Milta Power was actually open, so maybe if Cutie Pie will be able to find it down there, they will be fine. But of course, back up to the north, so many people still down here. Looks like Russell trying to go ahead and get some knocks. Needs to go for the res onto his down teammate. There's 2 people down to the southern side, 2 entirely different teams to the north. HQA will, in fact, be eliminated, and now we're down to 11 teams. Fester, perfect opportunity for him to protect his teammates. He's in this wizard tower. He's going to be able to see all of the entrances from these enemy teams up to the northern side and the southern side, but he just has to make sure that he can get out of that wizard tower in the end. That's the only downfall of playing those wizard towers, is once you're in there, it's kind of hard to leave it because the area around them are so out in the open that just anybody can see you. It also looks like Skull Bones going on ahead and taking their role seriously down here towards Milta Power, finding more people to take down. They want to go on ahead and be found at the very top of this list as well, but still it's Slytherin team still holding on to it. Skull Bones now finally picking up 2. And in that kill feed, we can even see Game Changers getting a big fight too. There we go. Fester, back to them again, getting some knocks. Looks like Unknown Assailant will be eliminated as well, down to 10. And this is really where all these placement points matter, y'all. This is where all these teams are really going to want to stay alive, because the longer they stay alive, obviously, the more points that they'll go ahead and get. But it doesn't look like Game Changers cares. They just want to go ahead and capitalize off of these kill points, instantly pushing and tossing a ton of nades onto the people up to their northern side. So we have to see how that's going to go ahead and pull out. Just raining nades everywhere, unfortunately, on top of these teams. But Coldy, let's see what he's going to do here. Tricks. Not quite going to be in the Molotov, but Jason really close by will take some damage, down to half HP. It looks like they will find the knock into Jason, so Trix is now the last one alive for 1 prayer. It's not looking too good for them. They were a 2-man for quite a bit. We saw them actually win a fight against an entire 4-man team just as a duo, but it looks like they're not going to be able to do so with Game Changers. And it looks like Russell, unfortunately for him, found himself knocked. There we go. Instantly, Coldy's going for the rest, so they can't even go on ahead and push and capitalize off that initial knock that they got onto Jason. If Trix is fast enough, might be able to get the res onto Jason, but it doesn't look to be the case. No way, Russell got res. Here he goes, just instantly going on ahead and actually disengaging. Looks like they don't want to risk it anymore. That means they could potentially go on ahead and get that res up there. They are inside the blue zone, though, at this point. Phase 5 hurts. It is unforgiving. And that's not a good place to be. So I have to see if they'll be able to survive on the northern side in the blue as a duo, but it's not looking too good. So Game Changers now coming on in, straight up on top of Team Aces. Draga realizing the situation, takes some shots, but instantly hits the ground. Teammate behind him instantly starts to look on over, but one of Game Changers drives on by, spots out Coldy though. able to do some damage, but no way, Russell right beside him as well. Russell wasn't able to heal at all, so unfortunately he falls. The two above him fall down as well. I believe Fester might in fact be the last one left. Yes, it is Fester going on ahead and will be able to get the kill on one of those other members from Aces, but now he has to go on ahead and start playing some defensive mode and get those dresses back up. People Ruthless, oh wow, they're being ruthless, just instantly driving straight on into this fight against the 4 AAA, but unfortunately for them, they fall instead. There's still 2 of them still alive though, still continuing the push. They need to clean this up fast if they're hoping to get these dresses on these teammates, because you can see in the mini-map, another team looks to be interested, looking directly in this direction. Team Aces eliminated, we can see that. There we go, the smoke starting to blow. This Ninth Universe versus, of course, People Ruthless. 1 goes down, 2 goes down. Looks like they're trying to get a knock into another one here. Vision doing a ton of damage, instantly switching out the guns, and because of that, the reses don't happen, the knocks don't happen, and another team is eliminated. People Ruthless out. We can also see now 2 teams are left. It is Ninth Universe and Skullbones. Ninth Universe right now in that first place position. They have 3 people, 12 kills. Skullbones also have 3 people, have 5 kills. So this could be a huge game for both of these teams. Obviously bigger for Ninth Universe. And taking a look at this zone though, Skullbones are in control of this zone shift. And luckily for, oh there we go, maybe now we can read it. I roam open. Okay, we're just gonna keep it with Jab. It looks like Jab and teammate, they're able to really hold the edge of this ridge for themselves. They're kind of in control of the rotation for Ninth Universe, but 2 of them, there we go, pushing over to the left side. Skullbone's able to spot it out. One of them goes down, the trade actually comes through. It's just on a jab, and unfortunately for them, they go down. Ninth Universe, our first winners for tonight for our special event with 15 kills and 2,061 damage. Wow. Ninth Universe really able to pull it out on that one. We just kept going on ahead and spectating them. Every single thing that they did, they were able to just keep on rezzing their teammates, keep pushing forward and getting those kills. And 15 kills, that's absolutely insane. Even in those end zones, there were so many people. There were 7 teams in those end zones there when there's barely any cover. Ninth Universe somehow coming out of that is insane. They're able to push the people exactly when they needed to go on ahead and get the cover. They knew that they needed to grab that plateau for the people above them so the teams below them couldn't go on ahead and take a fight into their back. And because of that, they were able to go ahead and get that higher position. I really thought it was kind of even grounds in the very end there, but still they knew that they needed to go ahead and act quickly and push the enemy team as fast as possible. So that was a really nice play from Ninth Universe. I'm so sure that they're holding on to that first place position right now, but we'll just have to wait and see for that overall scoreboard. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for that to pop on up. And I already can't wait for that second match. Oh man, I just want to see who's going to go ahead and get these next ones. But look at that, Ninth Universe. We already knew they got 15 kills. And because of that first place, they're also going to get up to 30 points. The next 2 teams that are the closest is Skullbones and BU Generation C, both with 17. That's like almost half. Like, Ninth Universe almost has 2 times the amount of points as the teams right below them. That is just an insane game for them. Then, of course, we have Game Changers in that 4th position with 14. People Ruthless and Slytherin team tied with 13. K19 Esports with 11, all the way down to, unfortunately, the 4 and Guns and Guts, unfortunately, unable to pick up points for our first match. So it does, in fact, look like those little islands up there really did end up providing a bit more kills for these teams, and that's pretty exciting to see. So this next match, kind of hoping especially these teams towards the bottom of this list are going to go ahead and take that island a little bit more seriously, because seriously, dropping on those islands are the move. You do not die when you die on the island. You, of course, give an enemy team a point, but it's also a huge opportunity for you to go ahead and get a point yourself. So we still do have 2 matches left, still on Erangel Arcane mod, and we'll be back right after a short break to go ahead and watch match 2 and see if anybody at this point can catch up to Ninth Universe. So we'll see you soon. Hello everyone and welcome back to, of course, Campus Series North America's special event, of course, for PUBG Mobile. I'm Spin Cargo and we're finished match 1, 19 versus absolutely sweeping, taking it away with 30 points total so far, and now we have 2 matches left. So, of course, going into the second match, I'm sure a lot of these teams, especially those teams towards the bottom of the leaderboard, are kind of wondering, how are we going to catch up at this point? How are we going to get more points? And of course, the answer, in my opinion, lies in the island. So we saw Mirror Island at the very beginning of match 1, and there's actually islands throughout the entire game. So there's Mirror Island at the very beginning, and then a lot of champion islands that pop up throughout the rest of the map. So hopefully this time we'll go ahead and see one of those. I think everybody else kind of committed to staying on Erangel the entire time, pretty interestingly. So we'll have to wait and see how they're going to go ahead and play out these last 2 with, of course, the Erangel Arcane mod map. So, like I said, 1 map down, 2 more to go. 9th universe. Okay, I'm kind of upset. I feel like I kind of cursed Team Chinekis last match because that's who I guessed was going to go ahead and win match 1. Instead, they got out in second to last. So that is on me and I apologize. So I'm just not going to go ahead and give a guess for this second match because I don't want to go ahead and cast some like caster bad luck into any of these teams. And I don't know, we're going to go ahead and see who's going to be able to take it the win, the chicken dinner in our second match, and of course take all of those kills from those islands and more. So a lot more extra interesting things to see going into this next one. So of course that's going to be starting really shortly, but we're just going to have to wait for that in a couple of seconds. Of course, like I said, kind of interested to see which of these teams are finally going to be able to figure it out. I think HQA Thirst kind of was figuring it out. We ended up being able to see 19 first, of course, winning the entire thing, staying alive and just absolutely being able to go around everyone. I have a feeling that they probably, with those 15 kills, definitely took advantage of that first island. So this time, I don't want to see anybody dropping early. Like, everybody better stay in that plane until the island underneath them, and then they could jump out. I want to see everybody on top of the island because it's just absolutely beautiful chaos, and we need to see that. We need that in our lives. And I believe earlier I did say that there were 16 teams. That was a lie. There are 18 teams. So there are 18 teams competing for $400 for the winners. So even harder to go ahead and take that win, of course. So I actually just got the tip off that the match is about to start. So let's go ahead and jump in very shortly for our second match of the NA Campus Series special event, of course, for week 2. So let's see. It better be the islands. Come on, it better be the islands. Again, another very southern plain path, but of course that is okay because everybody should be going to the same place, and that is Mirror Island. You can see over there to the left side, our top players, top damage, kills, everything, and it looks like Fate, oh my god, is going to be our top player so far. No way, teams jumping out early. Y'all, this is Arcane mod. We gotta see you guys on the Mirror Island. But it does look like a couple of people probably going towards Lipovka again. 2 teams fought for that last time. I guess I wouldn't be surprised to see if that happens again. Some people really like their drop spots. Looks like a couple more going towards Nova, Farm Milta, and then again, I think the majority gonna be jumping off towards that Mirror's Island. Let's see if anybody else is going to be coming out at the very end of the plane, but it looks like the majority is actually going for that island once again with a very northern circle this time. Nope. Oh man, look at that. So many more people over there towards Quarry as well. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they have a small island over there as well. But of course, let's take a look. So it's like 4 kills. Oh no, 6 kills coming through from 9 Universe. Life Vision actually has the highest, so 6 kills is the highest. Let's see if anybody's gonna be able to break that. And it looks like we're already getting some kills happening on Mirror Island. Just take a look at those red pings happening right on top of military base. Yep, already happening. Maverick, the team that got out last match, they have a lot to go ahead and show themselves up for this time. They have to do well. Looks like, ooh, Fazy trying to go ahead and get the 1 kill, but starting to get shot at. Gonna go ahead and get spooked, walk away at that point. Looks like the res on Aya came through. That or Aya was taken out and jumped off of the island to survive, but I don't know. I feel like that was a heal that came across instead of a res or an out of some sort, so Yeah, they're still up here. Look at that. Aya still alive on top of this island. They're gonna go ahead and take out somebody down there. There we go. Defeat 1. Finally picked up at least 1 point. Let's see how Maverick is gonna be able to continue. As Lucifer actually isn't on top of the island, so there's only a couple of them up here. They're gonna be able to actually take on these early fights. Looks like another one falls down. Maverick, BU Generation Z. BU Generation Z ended up doing really well last match as well, but looks like Mario currently down. Will Shadow go for it? Is this coast clear? He's gonna go ahead and go for it. There's not that many people up on top of this island as per usual, and because of that, this res will go through, and looks like the rest of the teammates kind of standing in positions to protect the teammate and the res happening, or at least provide a little bit of a surprise unto the enemy people that will eventually round these corners. And last match, I already said it, reminder that these islands do go ahead and actually despawn, so all these guys have to be careful. They have to get these kills as soon as possible before this island decides to go ahead and despawn. There we go, Team Aces getting involved in this fight in front of him. It was Mavericks getting in a big fight, took down 2 of his teammates, but he's able to go ahead, come back, and kind of save the day. Looking at that mini-map, looks like there actually aren't that many people left, as now we're on an entirely different island, a little bit more over towards the western side of the Erangel map, I believe. And it looks like Tell No One is on this island, along with some members from K19. It looks like there's somebody else quite far in the distance over there as well, Ricky. But let's see how Tell No One and K19 is going to go ahead and do. Looks like 2 of them low HP were able to go ahead and get the knock and the res, I assume. Looks like Ricky unfortunately will be found, and DK also spotted from afar. There we go, a little bit of damage, but not out just yet. Looks like now we have about, what did that say, a minute until the island despawns. And let's see, Tell No One probably saw that appear on their screen. The push has to happen now. Spotting out some K19 members. One goes down. Looks like another one taking some damage. Will be taken down by a teammate from Tell No One. Nice going ahead and kind of hold around that box. Both of them nice angles, able to spot him out. Now it looks like there might just be one more on top of this. Yep, going for the res. Looks like Rich doesn't want that to happen. Instantly goes ahead, makes the push, is able to get it down. The flushes come through. Look at that, 10 kills already for Tell No One. Absolutely insane. Was able to take out everybody else on this island is my guess. And since they got killed on the island, they can go ahead and get those points once again if they get in a fight with those people again on the main Erangel Island, because they come back, they respawn. Dying on the island isn't the end. It isn't real life up here. Looks like Team Ace is also picking up quite a bit. We'll be able to pick up 4. There we go, now T-posing it down onto the ground because the islands have despawned. But of course, gotta be able to parachute. They're gonna be safe and land. They're gonna be able to continue to play the game. There we go. So that was a nice start for them, able to pick up they're basically like extra kills because you do not lose your life. Of course, if you die, then that's just not a good idea. You shouldn't go ahead and be taking those fights up there unless you really believe that you're going to go ahead and win it, because otherwise you're just giving points to the enemy teams. And right in front of Aces, you kind of actually saw that island materialize. There's now a champion island now in the very center of Erangel. I saw it over there in the distance. So hopefully some of these teams will also want to go ahead and find themselves up there and take that fight with each other, because that is always a very fun, interesting to see. But for now, they're just committed to Erangel as they're starting to drive around, probably trying to get further to the north so that they can get a spot inside of this zone. Looks like more fights happening in the distance. Not good for them because, like we already said, this is real life. It's not looking good. We can see the Scarlet being used. It looks like Nucleotide actually being our first team eliminated for this match. We still have 16 teams alive, but unfortunately do not want to be taken out this early. Won't get as many points as they want. I don't even know if Nucleotide ended up getting any kills. Looks like a Molotov actually just got a kill right there. Yeah. Wait, no, you don't want that. That's your own team. What? Well, it looks like Guns and Guts unfortunately decided to go ahead and Molotov and explode their own teammates there. Don't quite know what happened, but I mean, accidents do happen. You know, sometimes, maybe. It's just one of them left now. That's an unfortunate situation for them, especially because of a rough start from our last match. Was hoping to see them kind of come back for match 2, but it looks like after a little bit of fire, not going to quite be able to do so. Don't play with fire, kids. There's example 1. Not even in video games. It's just not safe. You're just going to Your teammates are all going to die, and it's just going to be you left. Anyway, so we'll see how that last member of Guns and Guts are going to be able to play the rest of this match. But for now, looks like everybody's still just looted on up at this point. There's not too much loot, honestly, up on top of those mirror islands, so not surprised that everybody, after it despawns, are just going to go ahead and land at locations where they can pick up some loot. So time to just wait and see where they're going to push out of. You can see in the distance, you see that blue kind of thing poking up. That is actually like a little, I don't know what to call it, teleporter thingy. You like get on it and it like shoots you into the air to join the champion island. Maybe we'll actually see K19 Esports go for it. Oh, yes, please, yes, please. Aw. I guess they're not interested. That's quite unfortunate. They're just skirting around that, going towards the north. They just want to stay alive, go towards the north, stay in zone. They don't want to worry about Champion Island for right now. Looks like nobody really does so far. I haven't quite seen any of those icons for Champion Island appear in the kill feed so far. In one of them, you'll just see a big ol' hand. Kind of looks like Thanos' gauntlet, but it's not. It's a V's gauntlet instead. Just so you guys know, V or Vi. You know, close enough. Looks like there's some more friendly util happening here. Aces gonna be nading themselves. So first Guns and Guts, now Aces. What is happening? Real Deal is just nading themselves. This is you know, everybody just wants 19 versus to win. That is now my hypothesis. I mean, Tell No One honestly kind of gaining on him with the 10 kills already, with phase 2 just starting to close. They had 15 kills, 19 versus last match. So Tell No One could realistically catch up this match if they go ahead and take down 19 versus pretty early on. Right now they have 0 kills, so Tell No One is technically pretty much up there so far. K19 getting another vehicle, good idea. Not gonna go ahead and just cram themselves into one vehicle and clown car away. And they're, oh man, they're definitely, nobody is going for Champion Island. I'm kind of surprised. I guess they don't want to risk it. I mean, he kind of talked about the positives and negatives, right, of going to Champion Island. And like on one hand, if you go to Champion Island and you get killed, you're just giving your enemies points for yourself for dying. But also if you go up there, it's your chance to get a lot more extra kills. So it's kind of a, you know, it's kind of like high risk, high reward, of course, the usual saying. If you get the kills though, like if you were confident in your team to be able to go ahead and pick up those kills for yourselves, like you should go ahead and go for Champion Island. It does look like, however, some people are taken out, quote-unquote, real life on Arcane, getting in these fights. A lot of people actually being kind of taken out on rotation. Looks like for one prayer, it's just Tricks left. So just trying to go ahead and traverse Arcane, just driving past Mansion to survive up here. Probably just want to hunker on down and stay quiet for now. So it looks like Rich playing with fire, driving back and forth, coolly taking some shots. Gotta be careful because of Fester, but of course, it looks like they're gonna go ahead and crash anyway. In the distance, it looks like another team will in fact be eliminated. So we have 14 teams. Let's see though, Tell No One, they wanna go ahead and win this. They gotta take down Game Changers first. Game Changers so far with just 2 kills. They weren't too far off the leaderboard, but it definitely was nothing to scoff at either, not in the worst position. Here we go, a bunch of util, making sure that they can't go ahead and use these windows, potentially trying to get closer to go inside. We'll have to wait and see. Fester actually goes down from his own nade. So again, looks like some friendly utility happening here. Fester takes down Fester, Aces, Guns, and Guts. Unfortunate situation. Who's next? Hopefully it's not Tell No One, because they're the only ones that could potentially go ahead and challenge Ninth Universe at this point. Here we go, even more util, just gonna go ahead and smoke this place up, trying to provide themselves cover to be able to back away potentially from this fight that Rish is actually bringing to them. Big push coming through, he has the AK ready. And we can see in the distance, one prayer eliminated. This is good for these teams in that they're getting closer and closer to some placement points, but obviously that is not going to be ideal for them to be taken out this early, because of phase 2, it's definitely not enough. Trying to spray into the smoke, trying to see if they can catch out one of the members of Game Changers. Unfortunately, nobody is inside of that little garage anymore. Bolty's just on the backside of the building, taking some shots inside of it though. No way! Instead, the shots are fired back through the smoke. He's able to get a knock into one of the members of Tell No One, and it looks like JP47 though, if they try to go for the push, he will be able to provide cover from across the road at the rock. You can see in the distance as well, teammates starting to pulling up with the vehicle. Maybe they just need to get picked up and crash onto this location where the rest of Game Changers are. That could potentially be the best situation for them to take on this fight. It would especially be helpful if this headshot comes through. Looks like the headshot doesn't come through, but at least some damage does. Taking Colby about down half HP. Gotta be careful now. Oh. And of course, till no one starts to get third-partied. That is not a nice situation to be in. JP47, I don't even know if the teammates can go ahead and save him at this point. We can see a teammate down to the southern side kind of taking shots at somebody in the vehicle, and the rest of them up to the north. You see those little shield things that they had down there? Those shield things you can actually pick up on the islands that we saw, and you can utilize them, throw them on the ground to create these shields that you can just hide behind. They, of course, can be destroyed, but you can't see anybody, you can't see through them. It does provide some blockage, and unfortunately though, it looks like it didn't quite work out the way they wanted to this time, as two of them go down. Game Changers picking up those kills now with 4 kills for themselves. Russell just gonna heal on up now. I think it's just done a real Malik. It is! Oh! And it looks like Tell No One's eliminated too. Game Changers picking it up. Okay, so it looks like Tell No One, I don't know, they're not going to be able to catch up just yet. Unfortunately, 19 is still going to be holding on to the first place. I mean, Tell No One got close, but looks like they got a little overzealous with the trying to attempt to go ahead and get points this time. Ooh, gotta be careful, Russell. Gotta be careful. Okay, where is that? Who's driving? Yeah, it is Russell. BU Generation Z eliminate 11 teams left. Looks like Game Changers after that big fight, now confident, just full on pushing, crashing into the compound that K19 is at. There we go. Looks like one of them on the roof, taking him down pretty low. DK can't go ahead and peek, or they will get knocked, but it looks like he's in control of the peak. Only 1 HP left, but of course the teammate is there to go ahead and help them. Coldy goes down. Russell almost explodes himself once again. A lot of this util damage going into themselves. Russell can at least try to go for this res now, as a knock up above was taken down. It looks like Skirt has a really good idea. Tossing a nade out that nade. Oh, at the window, doesn't quite make it. So not taken down just yet, unlike the 4 who gets eliminated in 11th. Big fights happening fast from the distance, able to spot out Scurry. You can see his teammates starting to push even closer. DK, 2 of them are down inside the big tall building, 2 of them still alive inside of the 1-story. It looks like Bolty's trying to make a wraparound, making sure that nobody's going to be able to run away, because Scurry is behind that little trash can right there. There we go. Super low HP, down to like 5 HP, but it's able to get a knock. They need to go ahead and make this push now, or Script could just go ahead and pick up that kill permanently. And it looks like Russell will, in fact, go ahead and do that, getting the last kill. K19 Esports eliminated, and they should be able to go ahead and get that res onto Bolty. And, of course, the looting comes through. Nobody wants to res. There's like, you res them. Wait, what? Okay. Tossing out some nades. Coldy is just gonna go ahead and punish himself, I guess. Fully punishing himself. He is now out of the match. Okay, double nades. And of course, now Skull and Bones as well. This zone just keeps going up to the northern side. And what is happening with this utility? I'm so confused. I guess they just don't want it anymore. We saw that happening in front of our own very eyes. Okay, next team that could be close to going ahead and catching up to 19 versus Game Changers at this point. Coldy, for some reason, just committing nade on themselves. Not going to help out the team anymore. He's like, you know what, guys? I just carried all of you. I'm just going to take myself out. Now it's just your 3's turn to go ahead and actually pull some weight for this team. No, I'm just kidding. I guess he just wants them to play as a 3-man for the rest of this match. Maybe he has to go and do something. Looks like another Mirror Island is about to close, and very shortly we're going to see these next zones starts moving. HQA Thirst, once again, just getting inside of this zone. Looks like they'll be able to find a compound that is completely free, though. This time around, we end up getting a lot of teams being taken out pretty early. It is 4 circle, and we have 9 teams still alive, so a lot faster than what we saw in game 1. It also looks like we got a couple people kind of stuck outside of the zone on this one. A lot of people actually falling to play zone. Looks like a lot of them couldn't find vehicles or ways to be able to get very fast up inside the zone up here. So unfortunately, they're just going to be taken out one by one by one. 8 teams left, 25 people still alive, and HQA Thirst obviously spotting out some of the team members, some of the teams inside of the Yaznaya. So many people being taken out by the blue zone. Okay, well that one's not. It looks like the hit list, Iron Sight being able to get a knock into somebody there. But otherwise, see Mavericks down by the blue zone. Don't quite know what's happening, but I guess I just couldn't get here in time. Yep, there we go. Team Ace is eliminated. We're going to start seeing a lot of those appear because there's 7 teams left. Looks like another one might follow shortly after. And again, just taking long shots at your neighbor. You just want to do as much damage as possible. Destroy that armor, make them use meds. You guys know the usual spiel. Just try to annoy him as much as possible. It's great. Don't worry about it. Especially because you're just killing time waiting for this next zone to pop. You gotta make some shots as well. Some people just purposely just shoot every once in a while to make sure that people know that the compound is taken so that no crashes happen on top of them. Kind of helps them with scouting. Make sure that nobody's gonna come close, especially if you're somebody that doesn't have that many people. You just want to make sure that people are aware of your location. Sometimes people even go as far as like switching guns and shooting with 2 different guns to give the illusion that there's more people there. That's a different conversation. Looks like HK Thirst just entirely focused on the team in Yaznaya. You can see their little carrots in the minimap though, looking around, making sure that nobody's going to be pushing up on top of them. As of course, Slytherin team is eliminated as well. 6 teams left alive. Surprised about Slytherin. They ended up being able to stay alive into the pretty late game for our first match as well. They definitely were alive longer than 7th place. So there are a couple of different teams that we see here than the other ones. Of course, 9th Universe, our winners of the last match, is still alive. Hit list, unfortunately, has 0 kills so far, but still has some people up. Maverick, oh no, another member of Maverick went down to zone. Maverick needs to stay alive. They need these points. They were the second to last team for the last match, so it looks like they're holding on for as long as they can coming into this one to try and grab themselves some points. Game Changers, they also ended up playing pretty well last match, so we'll just have to wait and see how they're going to continue to play for these next ones. Looks like 9th Universe actually, wait a second, we can see them in the distance. They just crashed onto Yaznaya, or at least into the field, just completely being taken down immediately though, just in the open. Looks like Maverick will in fact be officially eliminated. So many nades coming in from one of the members of Skulls that, oh man. They're just taking down all of them up to the northern side. Are they out now too? I think so. Skull Bones are just gonna go ahead and take down 19 versus if I'm not mistaken. I don't see them on the mini-map anymore. It's not looking too good. But we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, it even looks like HQ8 Thirst wondering where they went trying to take the peak. This zone did pull down on top of them, so people inside of Yasna now have to leave those buildings. And HQ8 Thirst is gonna be keeping a keen eye on that. Also looks like they're going to be keeping a keen eye on those bushes over to their western side. Don't want them sneaking up on them. There you go. Okay, 9th Universe. Okay, we saw 2 of them be taken out. Kind of curious where the other 2 were, and it looks like they're still alive and dandy and will find themselves a spot to play at somewhere outside this map. They gotta be careful though because of the compound over to their eastern side. They are completely out in the open. If only they had these little shields here just like HQA Thirst do, that would definitely be an advantage for them. But HQA Thirst kind of giving work to the people up to the northern side, doing a lot of damage to Skull Bones inside of this field. Looks like now they're starting to make a run on over. Honestly, they might be able to just get close enough to really do some big damage to them, but it looks like they don't quite want to commit to it. Leo's still sticking beside the hay bale and the little shield that they're able to put down. Probably because, take a look at that, the mini-map, the zone has pulled back towards them, so there's only 2 out of the 4 teams inside the zone. It's going to be HQA Thirst and, of course, the remainder of 9th Universe. Already starting to get some knocks onto Skull Bones, not a space that they want to be. They ended up playing this so well so far. They were able to stay alive pretty late this last match, but they have to go and play every single match well. 3 matches is not a long time to try and get a first place position to win that $400. It looks like a knock comes through, unfortunately. Ooh, on to 9th Universe. Game Changers will be eliminated, and 9th Universe getting crashed at this point. This is why there's the 4 teams left making a move in. Looks like some of them are staying kind of behind. The hit list, I'm surprised. I thought the hit list was just gonna fully aggressively push onto them, but I guess they probably don't realize that there's only 2 of them left. So 2 of them left for 19 versus still just hiding. They could completely surprise Hitlist. Hitlist needs to get rid of them and take control of this eastern side of the zone, but they don't know that just yet. HQA Thirst, on the other hand, they know that there's a team coming from the north, and they need to make sure that they don't make it crash successfully onto them either. So that is why you see Sunny on the roof here taking a lot of shots towards them in this field. Some damage comes through, but it looks like they're not able to get a knock just yet until finally that one comes through. Looks like able to save their teammate Leo there. One goes down. Looks like another will fall right after. Kosh now knocked. There's just 2 left now for Skull Bones. They're hiding just on the other side of that ridge there. HQA Thirst can't quite spot them out. They gotta be careful though, because Hitless or even 19verse could get involved at any moment, especially as Iron Sight now falls for the hit list. Hit list only has a couple of team members left up, just 2 of them. And let's see, Leo starting to toss some nades. They know there's people inside of these fields. One of the members from Skull Bones almost goes down. The flush comes through from Leo though. There we go. Still continue to use that little shield as cover. Gonna heal on that for now. Looks like now our eastern and western teams kind of continuing to stay separated, even as this next zone is smaller once again. Just beautiful usage of this little shield here from Leo, just going back and forth between it to make sure all the damage from nades are just going to be completely missed. And Sunny still, unfortunately, can't quite spot out the member from Skull Bones. Still can see the members from the hit list across the road if necessary, though, to make sure the push doesn't happen. But it does look like they're not looking down to their southern side anymore, because 9th Universe is going to be able to kind of creep themselves on in. Here we go. The hit list starting to make a crash. It's going to crash right on the Leo. No way, Leo actually goes down. A big nade coming through from Skull Bones. Hit list is also going to have another person taken down. One still alive, starting to crawl around this field. Looks like some people starting to take some blue damage that can't stay out in the zone in long. Skullbones, next team eliminated. 3 are going to be left. Who's going to come out on top? We have 3 teams. We have 9th Universe, the Hit List, and of course HQA Thirst. HQA Thirst, though, only lost 1. Leo will be taken down, but there's still going to be 3 up. There's still going to be 3 up for the hit list, though, and then, of course, there are 2 members still alive for 9th Universe. There we go. Another flush onto the hit list, so HQA Thirst still doing pretty well here. Gotta go ahead and spectate one of them. Iron Sight doing a lot of damage. We're able to get a knock onto 1, but also taking super low. He has to go ahead and pause, get that med kit off, the healing, the first aid. There we go. The next knock comes through. No way. Unfortunately for HQA Thirst, looks like they're just entirely sending the hit list 1v1s their way, and that is not a good thing to do. If you have an entire team still alive, you just have to go ahead and push together and not give the enemy team the opportunity to take you down one by one. It does look like the Flash Iron Sight are the last 2 alive. HQA Thirst, Sunny. Oh, this could be a really interesting angle, holding the very side of this building. They're the only ones left outside of the building. Gotta be careful as well, though, because of the duo from 9th Universe. 9th Universe could honestly win this game as well. Now look at this, Hitless and HQA Thirst just running, crawling inside of the zone together, trying to find a place to be able to play. I mean, 1 goes down. 9th Universe could just clean this up and take this win. There we go. HQA eliminated. Iron Sight, the last one alive, though, against a duo from 9th Universe. They were perfectly patient while this happened. Look at that. The little shield's happening in the field as well. At this point, the 9th Universe, all they have to do is wait for all this smoke to dissipate, and then Iron Sight will be completely out and open in the middle of this field. I feel like it's only a matter of time. It doesn't look like he quite has any other utility other than smokes. Now he has nothing, just taking so much damage. And of course, champion of the match is of course going to be 9th Universe with 4 kills this time, a drastic difference from their 15 for the first match with damage of 315, but they were still able to get away with that with the winner chicken dinner. So of course that is 15 points for the first place, and they're still able to put the 4 kills on top of that. 9th Universe is going to continue to hold the top of the leaderboard, that's for sure, unless one of those other teams are somehow able to catch up, but I highly doubt it. We will be able to see those results in just a moment, but They played that absolutely perfectly. They knew that there's people around them. I'm surprised that the hit list didn't go ahead and sweep down and get rid of those members from 19th Universe, but they ended up just sending it across the road, getting involved with the other fight that was happening. 19th Universe, they're just like, okay, we're just gonna sit back, let that fighting happening, and we'll just be here for the very last fight, and they were able to win it. Perfect usage of their shields that they were able to get from Mirror's Island as well. So let's go ahead, take a look at that overall leaderboard when it is ready and see just how many more points, of course, the rest of these teams were able to pick up. Again, a couple teams really needed some points for this match, so let's see if they were able to do it. For this match, looks like 9th Universe, we already knew this, going to be able to pick up 19 points from that chicken dinner, and taking a look at it, it looks like they're actually able to still come away with that with the most amount of points. The next will be the hit list with 17, HQA Thirst with 13, same as Skullbones, Game Changers with 15, and then, oh wow, look at the opposite side, Tell No One in 13th with 11. They were able to get a lot of kills. We already knew they got 10, but unfortunately were just taken out way too early to find themselves further up on the left side of the leaderboard, or even just having enough points in total. So it looks like a couple of these teams being taken out a little bit too early, getting a lot of kills, but just not being able to hold it, or they're just staying alive and not quite getting enough of those kills. So there we go, 9th Universe, after 2 matches in a row with Chicken Dinner, they're now going to continue to be in first place with 49 total points. And Skullbones now pulled up into second place with 30. The hit list Game Changers not too far behind with 29 each. BU Generation Z 25. Tell No One was 17. Okay, so 11 of the points from this match went into that. And then, of course, Slytherin, K19 Esports, which was 15, again, all the way down to Guns and Guts with 1. So it looks like Guns and Guts this time was able to pick up a 1 point, Nucleotide with 2. But of course, those points definitely too low to go ahead and contest for 9th Universe's first place position to get that $400 prize pool. Well, that is 2 matches down, of course, for Arcane Erangel, and we have 1 match left. So, let's see, 9th Universe, they're just playing this so strong right now. Will they be able to continue to do so in this last match and hold that first place position, or is somebody else going to take advantage of those islands and getting double kills and be able to catch up to them and take the throne? We'll just have to wait and see after a very short break on what's going to happen next. See y'all soon. Hello everyone, welcome back to PUBG Mobile's North America Campus Series, a special event, of course, using Arcane mode. So we first two matches, it ended up being huge games for 9th Universe. The first one obviously with 15 kills being absolutely insane. For the second match, being able to just clutch it out with just 2 people left. Now we only have 1 game left. Still on Erangel Arcane mod map, and still with the same prize distribution, same points, $400 the winner. You guys know the drill already. Still the same teams, 1 match left. I'm excited to see how this was going to turn out. At this point, I'm kind of feeling pretty confident about 9th Universe. But of course, we want to see if anybody else is going to be able to prove us and 9th Universe wrong. There were a couple of people that ended up getting pretty close for the last match, so maybe they'll just have a huge game coming into this last one, and we'll just have to wait and see. So we're going to be jumping in very shortly. I think the people that are the closest at this point, I mean, Game Changers, of course, have been alive for quite a long time. Skull Bones as well being right below them. And we got a couple other people, BU Generation Z, Slytherin Team, K19 Esports. We got to keep an eye on all of them to see if they're going to be able to pull up to 9th Universe. Kind of curious at this point, will people go ahead and potentially try to figure out where 9th Universe is? That could be a pretty interesting thing to see, but of course we just have to wait and find out. So 9th Universe, got to be on your best performance. Got to be careful. We'll see them probably on the island once again. We definitely saw them on the island these last 2 matches, and we're going to see if they're going to be able to pick up a lot of extra points from them once again. So we keep seeing people go onto the Mirrors Islands though. Still haven't quite seen the Champion Island. We haven't seen anybody really utilize that. They're really liking just to stick to play on the main island. So we're going to see if anybody's going to finally change their mind in this situation, or if they're going to be able to go ahead and really pull off some good gameplay elsewhere. Of course, I want everybody on the Mirror Island at the very beginning, but from these last 2 matches, we could just tell that that's not quite going to happen, but we just have one last chance, and let's see if that's going to happen, because we're about to jump right into our very last match for NA Campus Series, our special event. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We finally got a little bit of a different playing path this time, so maybe I'm feeling it, maybe I'm feeling good. Everybody better stay in their seats, do not jump, because you all need to find yourselves on, of course, the Mirrors Island. Doesn't quite look like anybody's jumping out just yet. This is what I expect. This is what makes me happy. So far, so good. I want to see everybody going ahead and land on it. You guys already know the drill. You guys already know. I'm just a broken record at this point. No! Yusuf, how could you do this to me? SMH, unless they're also going for the island. Is this where the island is? It moves every single time. There are, like I said, a couple of islands as well. That's why last match we kept switching around to a couple of different areas, because there's 2 islands around. And yeah, it actually looks like the majority of people have jumped out of this. It does look like we got the hit list going down to the southern side, so I don't think that's where the island is. The majority kind of going over towards the mountain Everest and landing over there, so maybe that's where the Mirrors Island is in this situation. Then it looks like another group of teams kind of pulling over towards Yasnaya Poliana on the northern side as well. Yeah, it just looks like it's just 2 teams that are kind of staying away from everybody, and that's actually 9th Universe. They're dropping school. It looks like they don't even want to risk it. They don't even want to risk going to the island and giving other people a bunch of points. Meanwhile, we can see that that area around Ruins is in fact an island. So let's go jump right on into it. BU Generation Z, this is a team we kind of talked about that could be able to go ahead and pull up and get in their way. They have 27 total points for right now. Of course, Game Changers, Hitless, Skull Bones are all above 9th Universe, still holding that top position. Oh no. Looks like a couple of people just kind of chilling out for right now. Looks like there are people being taken down, but otherwise, a lot of people, unfortunately, is being taken down from some people who have the weapons. Here we go. Everybody else looks like Yusuf. He just wants to go ahead and get out of there. Doesn't quite want to be taken down this early. He's just going to jump off and start looting down on the ground. Looks like some reses are also coming through from the island. There we go. A couple more people being taken out. Got to be careful though, because it actually looks like Unknown Assailant officially losing at least Fury. It looks like UI Vicious not in a good situation either, but Viper at least is still alive. Over towards that chopstick area, alive for the team for now, still able to pick up at least a couple more placement points. Those looks like, I saw Guns and Guts being able to pick up a couple of knocks. If they get those flushes, they're going to find themselves higher on that list as well. Yeah, look at that. Looks like 6 kills so far for People Ruthless. The 4 with 5, BU Generation Z 2, same with Aces and Shinekes and Unknown Assailant. So yeah, a bunch of people now being able to find some kills. People Ruthless just absolutely running away with this one so far. Of course, it looks like HQA and K19 also in a fight here too, but we gotta go see how Unknown Assailant is doing up on the island against the 4. The 4 is actually the 3 for right now, just running around up here trying to do their best, doing their damage. Vicious doesn't want to go ahead and take this risk, healing on up as fast as they can before that push happens. On the other side of this little island though, we can see Team Shinekes being able to go ahead and secure another kill. Oh no, Vicious being caught out in the open, of course, by People Ruthless in the 4. They go down. It looks like People Ruthless now is trying to make the push onto them. People Ruthless going to be able to take that top position back once again though with those kills onto the 4. The down, the flushes come through. They now have 8 kills and they're about to get another. They've spotted out another member over here. Of course, UI's taken down, tried using those shields as cover, but it is not enough for People Ruthless to be kept out. They're absolutely pushing everybody. This is insane. Here we go. Team Shinekes, they're still alive versus them. They're not the last people alive on top of this island, but it's definitely getting close. Dan Boy, unfortunately, his teammate went down. They gotta go ahead and get that res before the big push comes through from People Ruthless. Looks like there's still 2 other teams up here, and they both look like solos if I'm not mistaken. There we go, trying to go ahead and find a safe place to play. Alone Soil going for the looting as well, and Mirror Island that they're standing on disappears in 10 seconds, so they have to go ahead and get finished with this fight as fast as possible. BU Generation Z though starting to fly down away from their island. They're going to be landing towards Milta. There we go, we can see a lot more knocks still happening right before this island is going to disappear, but luckily nobody's taken out just yet. We still have 18 teams. Some teams did in fact officially lose a couple people. One Prayer losing 1 person, Slytherin team only having 1 person left, and Unknown Assailant losing 1 as well. Otherwise, we still have everybody else alive. 67. Champion Island has appeared above the island as well, meaning Mirror Island is gone. So this time, will somebody use Champion Island? We'll have to wait and see. But for now, once again, right when Mirror Island disappears, they're just going to go ahead, land, and try to loot on up. Not enough loot up on top of the island. There's definitely a good amount to obviously take those fights, but they had to use it the entire time. They can't go ahead and get more, so they're just going to go ahead and get more right now through looting. 9th Universe though, this is our team. This is the team that we gotta see if they're gonna take the top. Right now, it doesn't look like they've been getting into any fights so far. Gotta find them on the little list over there. Can't even see them. No, Slytherin team, they had a solo left. Unfortunately, it looks like they're gonna be taken out really early. But of course, it's 9th Universe that we're just taking a look at that's currently in first place, and we're gonna see if they're gonna be able to hold on to it. Right now, they're not on that little leaderboard there because they haven't gotten in any fights and gotten any points just yet. Meanwhile, HQA Thirst, we saw them in a fight earlier, and it looks like they only got 1 kill point from it. At least they still have all 4 alive. Also, that zone really close to being closed at this point. Looks like the kind of center of it is Potato Hill for right now. Curious to see where it's going to end up. Team Aces, not finding themselves in a good spot whatsoever either. It looks like they're going to lose 1 sub, 3 up, but Guns and Guts, they kind of snapped out of it seems like. They have 2 kills now, and they were just pushing super aggressively up in this building. They knew that they had the advantage and they capitalized off of it, and that's what you like to see. Guns and Guts, they want to go ahead and show us they do not belong in that second to last place, and I'm living for it. It looks like they're going to be taking this location as their official spot for right now too. Definitely nothing shabby, just very far over towards the western side. Again, in a couple of seconds now, we're going to be able to see where this new zone is going to reveal itself, as the current second place team for this match is now kind of crashing on in. Looks like they want to hold some people out of crates potentially, which they definitely could go on ahead and capitalize off of. But let's take a look and see where this next zone is going to go, and it's actually kind of going to center on up. But that Pachinki, just to the southeastern side of Pachinki, is now the center with those hills. That means the real four gotta get out of here. The team to their north gotta get out of here. They cannot stay here. They have to go ahead and make their way all the way down towards the center of the zone. And now they have 2 minutes, 30 seconds left until this next one's gonna start closing. But it looks like School Bones, they also have a really good amount of kills on their overall leaderboard, trying to kind of mess them up. They're just gonna try and make some sort of rotation away because they don't want to be held out by them. Oh no! Well, that's not good. Okay, 2 of them unfortunately finding themselves in the water. That vehicle is no longer usable. They only have a buggy left. Obviously, a buggy is not enough to carry 3 entire people. So 2 of them might just have to go. 1 of them might just have to be left behind. Or I did see a boat in the distance. That'd be quite interesting if they were able to go ahead and start boating down this little river to get away from the 4, but we'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Aces also out, 16 teams left. It looks like NT was the team that ended up taking them out, unfortunately for them. Yusuf, no. There we go, and it looks like Blame still spotting out a bunch of members from Skill Bones, though. I like the spread that the 4 is having here. They're really trying to do all the control. Look at that. They have people up to the northern side of this river. They have them down to the southern side. They really want to hold on to where School Bones are and do as much damage as possible. There's still 3 of them alive, and these are 3 kills that they want, but this blue zone is still closing on in. So if they're figuring they want to get these points, they're going to have to figure it out soon. That, or they're going to have to start getting prepared to move back towards that zone and wait for School Bones to start coming towards them, because they are allowed to do that. They can go ahead and continue to hold them out while inside of the zone, because School Bones at this point, they do not have a vehicle and they do have a limited amount of meds, so they will have to run straight towards the zone where they can continue to hold them out. Meanwhile, here we go, Guns and Guts. We already said it. They're being super aggressive right now. They clearly are on a mission, and it looks like they're starting to pull up onto the left-hand side of this Pachinki Hill. And there was a team up above them. I thought they were getting ready to pick a fight. I saw one of them popping some painkillers. I'm like, oh, well, we're about to see some action. But it looks like actually they're just going to turn right back around and kind of drive away back towards the eastern Pachinki Hill. SMH. I was ready to see Guns and Guts kind of duke it out for that spot over there, but it looks like the Reason has spoken to them, and they're just going to take this other equally as good spot, if not better, since it's closer to the very center of the zone compared to the other one. So there they go. Maybe even take the next hill as well, or actually scout out this compound over here. That'd even be a great place for them too, if of course they don't get beat by that team that's currently right in front of them, which is BU. Uh-oh. Oh, well, yeah, it definitely looks like BU got there first. So now Guns and Guts starting to get in a fight with BU. Here we go. Looks like Mario's still in the field. 2 of them has now stopped on the compound. Guns and Guts going to be throwing a little bit of damage towards them. Going to get a knock on a 1, but the trade comes through, and it looks like no way. Guns and Guts will be taking down Shadow, getting that last kill for their team. The hit list trying to get involved, shooting from afar as well, but it looks like they're not really going to be able to participate. 0 kills for them so far, but BU, I really didn't think it was going to go that way. I thought it was BU that was going to be driving around in the middle of the field while Guns and Guts was just able to hold them out in the compound, but BU was able to kind of scrap it back and really hold on to that compound for themselves. So that being Generation Z, probably going to be quite happy there for a long time, especially if they're going to continue to get hits like that onto the hit list. Yeah, they're going to pop some tires as well. We already talked about how important rotations are this early on. So Shadow's going to take no chances, just going to explode those tires and move on. So now, 15 teams still though. This is still the majority of the teams left. 55 people is insane, but people are ruthless. Right now, they're our top team with the 11 kills. It looks like they're running into yet another team that is K19. K19 only has 1 kill so far, so they definitely want these kills, but I don't know if I'd want to take the fight with People Ruthless, especially from how many kills they're able to pick up so far. They're obviously a team that can fight and chain fight since they're able to pick up so many kills on the island. But it looks like it might be a 3v3 though. They're just going to go ahead and go for it. Unfortunately for the first member of K19, they're going to find themselves down, instantly flushed out. No way! One member from People Ruthless gets run over here. I didn't expect that whatsoever. K19 just sending themselves on in. Here we go. Tokyo almost getting a knock. There we go. Gonna be able to achieve 1 try. Going for the flush as well. The other member of K19 just too far away to really participate in that fight happening. Looks like it's just a 1v1 left. And there we go. Looks like one of them's gonna finally spot the other. Tokyo cannot get the hit and wins that fight. K19 Esports eliminated People Ruthless once again, winning another fight with 14 kills, and the rest is coming through. I wonder if they're still going to be able to keep all 3 people up. BU Generation Z though, back to them. It looks like they have a couple more people kind of surrounding them, but they're still holding strong for now, with all 4 up as well. But now, oh man, the gap just got bigger. So People Ruthless now with 14 kills. BU Generation Z only has 6, the 4 with 8. At this point, we haven't really seen anybody else get up on top of the islands. Nobody's utilizing Champion Island, so nobody can go ahead and get those extra kill points. It's definitely the strat I feel like all these teams are going for. They're just like, nope, we can go ahead and have some fun, jump on the island at the very beginning, but otherwise we're just going to keep this straight PUBG Mobile. We're just going to actually fight on air and go. Whoever dies down here is out, and so on. That's where the points come from. So down to the southern side, looks like it's actually quite congested. Looks like Team Chineka is really right beside a couple of other teams, even Nucleotide right next to another team that we were keeping an eye on at the compound just to the northern side of them. So at this point, it looks like it's going to be quite similar to our first match instead of our second match. Too many people for the circle that they have, and very congested. So a lot of people are going to be alive into the late game. Looks like Nucleotech kind of realizing that. They're kind of in the center. They're definitely just scouting for now, waiting for this next zone to pop, potentially. But this is where they're going to call home. There we go. Restricting player area in 8 seconds. It has started once again. Ninth Universe playing this super safe. That's insane. Super safe. They're actually split right now. They're playing on the road. They're using those little shields for themselves. Looks like Hit List will be eliminated, so out they go. And Game Changers is starting to try and pull up on the little compound that they already have, but it looks like another team might be competing with them for it as well. So so now we're kind of going to hit the lull time. Everything I think is going to be a little bit more calm for a little bit because this zone is just moving. So we're going to have to wait and see for this next zone to fully close before we're going to start seeing people have to scramble to move once again. That's when we're going to see the crashing, the fights, and everything start to happen right now. But right now it's just a little bit of a downtime. The 13 teams definitely has enough space to play in for this zone, so we just have to wait. Mirror Island looks like it's about to close again, but obviously it looks like nobody's really taking it off on the opportunities that it provides, so just have to wait and see what these other teams are going to do once this closes, which is very soon. Oh, BU Generation Z, they got a headshot on somebody earlier up on top of the hill from HQA, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like they're trying to get another one. These bolts absolutely insane, but can't quite go ahead and get those flushes. Just can't quite see them over these ridges and stuff. So this is really just to go ahead and pester the enemy and just ruin their helmets, and so that they can fight later on. But there we go. The next zone has closed, and it looks like BU Generation Z is just in on the western side of this new zone. Mirror Island will also be closing soon, so we're about to see some big fighting happening here in the very center of this zone, because this zone actually has a lot of open territory. To the southern side, especially the southeastern side of BU Generation Z's compound, it's just a big, wide open field. Nobody has cover anywhere down there. There's that building that BU has, another compound a little bit over to the east, otherwise just completely out in the open, cliffs, a little bit of forest and hill to the north, and everything. Just super out in the open, only a couple of places. There you go. It looks like Nucleotide is going to go ahead and spawn some nice loot for themselves. Heal on up as well. Game Changers looks like they're also just getting inside of the zone up on the northeastern side of it as well. And very shortly, we're about to see a lot of action start happening once again, because we already saw so many people outside of the zone. I just can't wait to see it happen. And unfortunately, it looks like for UKX, unknown assailant. It looks like they're stuck out in the field over to the western side. Nuclear Tide spotted them out, and now they're not going to let them get away so easily. They don't have a vehicle, so Jason. I was kind of curious to see if Jason was just going to go ahead and try to run him over, but it looks like instead he's just going to go ahead and start scouting out with his other teammate while the other two are going to be holding them out. Up to the northern side as well, people are ruthless. They've been playing this game very well so far. They still have 3 people up there really close to Game Changers in the compound just to the northern side there, and they spotted out HQA as well. We know that they're kill hungry. We know that they want to get in some fights with the 18 kills that they have so far. So let's see where they're going to be going next. Are they going to be playing this patiently up here to the northern side, or are we going to start seeing some action? We can definitely see that somebody was driving towards them and they'd heard the vehicle, so they're going to turn their attention to that. Meanwhile, there's a fight already actively happening. It looks like one pair taking on a big fight with HQA. Didn't quite expect this to be happening. I thought HQA was up here alone, at least from when they were being looked at, but that is not the case. And it looks like people ruthless one fact find that solo that they heard as well, but taking them down. It looks like the hit list is also out of this match. Of course, right before them, it's going to be Skullbones out. 12 teams now left. Let's see where the rest of these guys are going to rotate to. It looks like people ruthless kind of wanting to get a little close to Game Changers. Luckily for them, actually, they're going to be able to hold out the Game Changers from this next zone. So they're going to be able to get a nice big fight there. Will be a 3v4 though, which is a little bit concerning. Another team out, 11 teams left, one pair just being absolutely peppered inside of the smoke. Oh, even more nades coming through. Jason still somehow holding on, barely any HP left. That vehicle no longer working, but HQA only needs to take down one more person. Could potentially be very shortly. People ruthless, there we go, finally spotting out some members from Game Changers, realizing the big push is happening. Alo Solio needs to go ahead and take a look towards down their left-hand side, needs to look down to the east because they're getting pushed up on actually by foot from the Game Changers members. They're going, looks like now realizing that he's going to start peeking on over. He sees the people coming out of the building, so he's going to take some shots. They can stay in there for a little bit longer. The zone is in fact closing shortly and slowly, so they don't have to worry too much yet. But HQA Thirst also out. HQA Thirst had 8 kills, so 4 with 9, BU Generation Z with 8, and so on. People Ruthless still at the top. Unfortunately, one of them actually does fall, so People Ruthless, they need to go ahead and actually condense at this point. Otherwise, Game Changers probably making their big move. We see one of them actually driving on up towards the northern side. Russell just completely going for it, decides to be aggressive. Let's see. Paco now making the move, realizes that people are starting to circle them, driving around. Oh man, does he not see the person just to his right side? He does. I think he does, but he is able to drive around and doesn't take any damage for right now. Back down to the actual, the western side, it looks like Tell No One has decided to hold out BU Generation Z as well. BU Generation Z made the push, took out HQA Thirst, and now they're getting held out as well. Game Changers making the move on in. They're taking a lot of blue zone damage. You can see Bolty realize that he needs to get in zone as fast as possible, and he just makes it inside zone before being taken down by blue zone. He's still alive, his team's still up, but of course the enemy is still surrounding them. It looks like Nucleotide will be the next team eliminated. They have 6 kills, but we gotta pay attention to Tell No One. They have 3 still up versus the entirety of BU Generation Z. Rish almost goes down, but luckily that nade just a little bit too far away from fully taking him down. Actually, a third party coming into play. This is not good for Tell No One. Who is that? It's either Ninth Universe or Game Changers starting to shoot them in the back, unfortunately for them. BU Generation Z obviously going to go ahead and take advantage of this, spotting at the vehicle. They want to explode it, see if anybody is hiding underneath it. And it looks like that's not the case. What they are hiding in, though, is the smoke directly beside Mario, and that is making me quite nervous that he's not checking that out. Yep, there it is. Rish starting to make the stand up. Got Mario down. His teammate's not there to help him out. Rish could go ahead and get this flush potentially, but the smoke does in fact come up in Shadow. They're able to take him out, and the res comes through. They're still inside zone as well, though. Zone ended up being able to pull over towards this western side. There's only 2 people inside of it, one of them actually being a solo all the way down to the southern side. People Ruthless actually eliminated with 16 kills. Game Changers probably able to help out, take them down. Same with Ninth Universe. That means some of these other teams finally have to opportunity potentially catch up. The next team with the most amount of kills, Tell No One, with 6 actually starting to make a fight with the Mavericks. Mavericks still alive, but 0 kills. They need to start being able to take a lot more of these fights, but it looks like they're going in very, very bruised and battered. Game Changers, there we go, starting to get a couple more knocks onto BU Generation Z. Do not want to let them survive in this, and we can see the 9th Universe actually decided to play super far outside of the zone. They're actually split right now, and it looks like they're going to find themselves out as well. 9th Universe only ended up getting 1 kill in this situation, and not that high of a placement point. I kind of wonder if that was enough for them to hold on to their first place position. Let's see though, BU Generation Z still able to hold on. They still have all 4 people up, starting to be really aggressive towards the team beside them, Game Changers. It looks like one of them's currently down. They could potentially be going for that res as well, but oh, the nade for BU Mario is able to take down Russell, the person that they're trying to res. That means there's still only 1 left for them. All these teams are just being absolutely ripped apart, except for BU Generation Z, still alive with all 4 members. Their next biggest threat directly underneath them. As we can see, it is going to be Team Chinakas, if I'm not mistaken. They have 3 up. It looks like a couple of nades will be able to get it down onto one of them. Gotta go down and start clearing their edges. BU Generation Z actually realized there could be some solos. You just gotta be careful. Looks like Blame ended up taking a couple of shots in their direction, but will be spotted out. A couple of pieces of damage into them, but can't quite spot them out just yet because of their spot inside of the grass. Gotta go ahead and get the rest of the shadow as fast as possible, though. It looks like they end up being taken down to half. Maverick eliminated from those nades down to the southern side there. Russell is gonna be trying to make a rotation around. It looks like Mario put himself in a position to be able to hold him out for now. Teammates, though, gotta go for that res immediately. Shadow is still right there. Unfortunately, they do lose their 4th member, but still 3 strong. Here we go. The push comes through BU Generation Z. No way. Ends up taking down Game Changers here, and now it is down to 3 teams left, 6 alive. Here we go. Big push come through. Mario still gonna be alive, though. Ooh, unfortunately, his 2 other teammates are down. Mario's now the last one alive versus Team Chinakas and the other solo down to the southern side. There we go. The flashes come through. Game Changers eliminated, and now 3 teams. We already knew that, so let's see what's going to happen here. Rez is coming through. We have UE over to the side as well. Kill leader right there. A lot of kills so far. Let's see what Flame's going to be able to do. Trying to toss a bunch of nades. Unfortunately, not quite going to hit. It's going to land between these last 2 teams. And here comes the zone. Lots of nades everywhere. It's not going to look good for Mario, especially as a lot of Molotovs are in play as well. Mario caught on fire, taking a lot of blue damage. He'll be taken out. BU Generation Z. It looks like Team Chinakas finds the last solo as well. They had 2 up. They're able to pick up 7 kills and 1,241 damage and win our last match of today. So I guess I unfortunately cursed them for the very first match, saying that they'd probably win it. They got second to last, and they're gonna come back and win our very first match. So I think I got a little bit of redemption. So I said that they would win. I guess I just meant they would win sometime, but they played that very well. Again, a lot of chaos towards the end. There's so many teams, very condensed in a very small circle towards the end. Too many people, and it was completely out in the open. I don't know how they kept finding places to be able to find cover in with a big field ahead of them, but they were able to figure it out and take the chicken dinner in the end. So great game from Chinakas. Honestly, we got to see a lot of great action happening from a lot of these teams, especially on a map that's a little bit different than they're used to. I gotta say, Arcane was very fun to participate in, and it's always fun to go ahead and watch. But of course, we're just gonna be waiting for that overall leaderboard to end up revealing itself, because we gotta go ahead and see who's gonna be at the top. So we're just gonna be patient, waiting for first, of course, the match one to go ahead and pop up before that overall one, and then we'll be on our way. But all these guys ended up playing very, very well, especially in this last match. I think the second match might have been the most top heavy, but coming into this one, we could see a lot of these guys ended up being all able to pick up a good amount of kills. Team Chinakas won the game, but only got 22 total points. Good amount of kills for the first place. The 4 picking up 25. Same with BU Generation Z, if I'm not mistaken. They were able to pick up a ton of kills with the placements they got. 15 points for Game Changers, 10 for Tell No One, 17 for People Ruthless. They got so many kills, even though they got taken out a little bit earlier. Nucleotide with 7 and HQA Thirst with 9. Definitely, I think, the most point spread out match out of all of them. So it looks like after each match, they slowly got used to playing against each other in this lobby and really were able to give us a pretty exciting ending, if I do say so for myself. So a lot of these guys ended up getting better. We could see the improvement visibly. So GG's to everybody. Of course, though, the thing that we've kind of been waiting for as well is the overall. So let's go ahead and read that out. In first place will in fact still be Ninth Universe with 54 points. They didn't get too many points this last match, but it was still enough from the first 2 matches to keep that first place position. And second will be BU Generation Z with 50, only 4 points behind first place. Game Changers with 44, Skullbones 33, People Ruthless in 5th with 33, then the Hit List in 6th, Tell No One 27, tied for with Team Tanakis, HQA Thirst with 23, then of course Team Aces, Slytherin Team, K19 Esports the 4, Maverick, Nucleotide, One Prayer, Unknown Assailant, and Guns and Guts. Again, a very exciting event to go ahead and watch. This again was North America Campus Series special event for PUBG Mobile, and I gotta say, I was really happy to go ahead and be able to see this special event, this mod be played a little bit more, because it's very interesting and exciting to see how different teams and players are going to go ahead and try to play it out. So that is it for tonight. Those are all 3 matches. We got to be able to see our overall leaderboard. Congratulations and GG's to everybody who participated, and I hope you guys enjoyed. But that's it, of course, for the campus series and a special, and I hope you guys are excited to see the next event for the campus series that's going to be happening later on. So I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good night, and thank you for participating.